Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh my God.
You can take us in at any time you want.
All right, ready and action. Perfect. Cut.
Hello, everyone. This is our first episode for Chick Stick Flicks. We're going to just start introducing ourselves because that's what we need to do because you guys don't know us.
Yeah.
I'm Maya. I'm a third year. I'm a cinema studies major. She, her, and hers. We're going to do this Oberlin style.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I like movies and I want to talk about them. Good.
All right, I'm Abby. I'm a fourth year cinema studies major, and I use she, her, and hers. Woo. And yeah, that's me, I guess.
My name's Anna. I'm a third year cinema studies major. I use she, her, hers. So we don't follow the gender binary here. Except I guess I do. But like some people don't.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, we would like to introduce you to Chick Stick Flicks. One thing that the reason why we made this podcast is that we were trying to get a new radio show with the WOBC, and we did not get that spot because
Boo.
they think that music is more important than
Yeah,
movies,
no
which
one
we
cares
don't
about
think.
movies.
So we decided to say, screw you. We'll make our own podcast. People will listen to us. People will love us.
Follow our own rules.
Follow our own rules.
March the beat of our own drum.
Yep. We can curse. We can do
curse.
whatever. Yeah.
Watch. Fuck. Just happened.
Okay. So let's
Now
just
you're
get started.
prepared.
And we will first talk about movie news.
Yay.
Here's
So what
some-
happened this week, Maya?
Oh my goodness. So much things happened this week. I think I have like 6 things that happened this week or the last couple weeks. So first one, Taylor Swift will be joining the cast of The Giver. According to Variety.com, the Weinstein Company and the Walden's media adaptation of the Lois Lowry 1993 YA novel, The Giver, has what's called starting the adaptation, which is, I think, filming right now in South Africa, in Cape Town. And there's many stars in this: Jeff Bridges, Meryl Streep, Katie Holmes, and Taylor Swift is now a part of this, which everyone's pretty surprised.
Who's playing the main kid?
Some dude.
Oh, some
Wait,
newcomer.
Can
Okay.
someone give me a quick? What's the plot of the? I never read it.
So it's basically about this utopian society where by the time these people are like 12, but now it's going to be bumped up because they bumped up all the ages. By the time they're a certain age, they are given a specific assignment in the world, and one of the young boys gets the assignment to the Giver, who is the message guy or the messenger guy that knows everything about.
He's like the wise man of the...
Like a messiah?
Not a messiah, he's just like the wise man. But what you don't realize, spoiler, is that color is very important, and I'm wondering what they're going to do about that.
Breaking Bad.
No. I'm wondering what they're going to do about that in the movie, because are they going to film part of it in black and white and then slowly move to color? Because that's what the book does. You start in black and
cool.
white, and then you realize that the Giver is the only one who can see color.
But so who's Taylor Swift in this?
So Taylor Swift is playing Rosemary, which is the last teen mentored by the Giver. So I really don't remember her role, but
Yeah, I don't remember her at
I
all.
think it's maybe a little bit slightly updated or changed around a little bit, but yeah. And the movie is slated to come out next year, August 15th of 2014.
Nice.
So yeah. Another thing from the Hollywood Reporter, that Jennifer Lawrence will be having a secret cameo, well, not secret anymore, to Dumb and Dumber.
Not so secret.
So apparently Dumb and Dumber 2, which is not like 2, the number 2, it's a T-O.
Oh, because they're dumb.
Yeah,
I get it.
And The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, they're both filming right now in Atlanta, Georgia. And
Ooh.
so Jennifer Lawrence is going to be making a cameo, and it's rumored that she'll be playing a younger version of Kathleen Turner's character, which I don't know. I haven't seen.
No idea who that is.
Yeah, who's
but I
Kathleen
think it's
Turner?
just. But this movie came out in 1994.
Right. Why
which is almost
why are
20
they
years
making
ago.
a sequel now? Like, what have they been up
Really
to?
far away.
I know.
That's like, wait, aren't they making a sequel to Jurassic Park right now, too?
What is up with that?
Not a sequel, but a, fifth one.
Yeah, it's weird because they did that with Wall Street. Technically, that Wall Street Never Sleeps too, whatever.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
It's so weird when people make sequels this far away
Well,
from
because
it.
like all the people who went to see Dumb and Dumber when they were probably like in their 20s are like 40 now.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because Jennifer Lawrence loves Dumb and Dumber. She said it many times in like interviews that she knows all the words to it. So
Oh my God.
I'm excited for her to be in this like cameo because she really likes the movie.
Should watch that movie, I guess.
Yeah, we should. Okay.
Next
So
piece
this
of news.
So this is been around for a couple weeks, though we will only talk about it. Is Fantastic Beast.
Yay!
So J.K. Rowling is not done
Rolling.
with the Wizard World. She's
Rolling.
developing a screenplay for the book Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is like the textbook or the book that was in the Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Well, they released like a version of it for like charity money.
Oh.
Yeah, it came out with another book, Quidditch Through the Ages, and then there's another third like spin-off book, which is Beetle and the Bard. And but along with Fantastic Beasts, apparently Warner Brothers has been getting a bunch of patents lately, including a bunch that have to do with Quidditch. So there is more rumors that a Quidditch movie might also be in the works for the future. So I hope there is because I love Harry Potter.
And like this one like specific story is going to be New York, so it's going to be more.
Well, it's starting in New York. I don't know if the whole thing takes place in New York.
Yeah, I
Do you
have
know?
no idea.
Yeah.
I think
So
just one scene is taking place
I
in New
have
York.
right now. It's like story will start in New York 70 years before Harry Potter.
Yeah, and it's following Newt Scamander,
Yeah, Newt
the
Scamander
character,
as a young man.
and how when he finds all the magical creatures that he then puts into his textbook, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find
My
Them.
question is like, how did they get J.K. Rowling to agree to this? Like,
I think she
don't-
wanted to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like she just like didn't want to be in this world anymore, and she was like, I'm probably never gonna write about Harry Potter again. Guys.
Well, I
And,
think
like,
she.
It just feels like such a huge like money maker play, but like J.K. Rowling's never cared about money. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she maybe wrote those other two books and people didn't like them as much, and then she was like, "I better go back to Harry Potter." No offense, J.K., I love you, but
But I heard the cuckoos calling. I heard that was okay.
Really?
I didn't read it.
I didn't either.
Yeah, neither did anyone else.
Moving on. So the Hollywood Reporter has the first look of Meryl Streep in the musical movie Into the Woods.
Into the woods.
She'll be starring as the witch. And this one movie, Into the Woods, has a buttload of celebrities like Anna Kendrick, Chris Pine, Emily Blunt, Johnny Depp. So a lot of people were surprised with this movie coming out because everyone's like, what the fuck is this cast? Like,
Yeah.
I know all our friends, our musical people friends.
They're pissed.
They were pissed. So, but yeah, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Into the Woods is a modern twist on several brothers' Grimm fairy tales, explores the consequences of the quest of Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, and Rapunzel. All tied together by an original story involving a baker, his wife, and the witch who cast a spell on them.
Yeah, I saw the musical. We Oberlin put it on last year. It was pretty good. I think it could be really interesting. Also, Meryl Streep in this picture. Everyone should look at it because she looks fantastic.
She doesn't even look like Meryl Streep. I don't like.
Yeah.
Who is this
She
stranger?
almost looks like, you remember when she was in the Lemony Snicket series Unfortunate Events? It was
Word.
almost like a step up, like a weird like step up because she
Meryl Streep was in that
yeah,
movie.
she was the aunt. In
That was such a
film.
weird movie.
Jim
God.
Carrey, man.
Oh God.
But yeah,
Not a very
it's-
good movie.
We'll have the links, all these links of the movie news in the description box. So check them out. Yeah, definitely check out Meryl Streep.
She is
Man,
really
look at that
awesome.
weave. That's real.
For our last piece of movie news, a report by the Williams Institute from UCLA and SAGS found that many LGBT performers face discrimination in finding work and hear anti-gay remarks on set. So we'll have the full link of the SAG report, but this is from UCLA's Williams Institute, which focuses on social policies within lesbian and gay, social issues and everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure this counts as news because it's been going on forever, but
Yeah.
But this is like a new report.
Yeah, it's a new report, and they said I have some numbers, like 1 in 5 gay men reported personally experiencing discrimination, while 16% of LGBT respondents overall said they were victims of unequal treatment. Bisexual actors were around half as likely to say they experienced discrimination than gay or lesbian actors. And also, more than a third of surveys LGBT performers had observed disrespectful treatment towards an individual because of his or her sexual orientation or gender identity.
Yeah, I don't understand. Isn't Hollywood supposed to be like super,
Well,
I don't know, like advanced in terms of...
The thing is, all the creative people in Hollywood are super liberal, but then they're all run by all these business people who are not. There's like this weird tension always going on.
And then
I
also
feel like
it's just like the fact that like the people who work on set, I mean, they're just there for, it's not like a specific, if you need a microphone guy, he doesn't have to be like specifically enlightened, and even like enlightened but like
that enlightened microphone guy.
And
Steve.
the thing is like I wonder
Steve, the microphone guy.
It's really interesting that like this report came out, and definitely hopefully it'll be changed for the future. And I mean, even they said in here that like the reason they think that the Hollywood executives don't think that gay people will be able to broadcast like a big franchise or even like just a movie in general, hold on a movie, which that's why you see all these independent movies coming out about gay life or coming of age of like people which we're going to talk about coming of age of gay and lesbian and transgender teens or adults. And yeah, it's really interesting, and hopefully that's changed.
I wish there were some like gay action movies, like big gay blockbuster action movies. I just feel like that would...
Maybe there is, and we just don't know.
We should look that up.
Do we know
have
about...
Gay Action Movie Week. They're already pretty gay. They're like taking off their shirts and their muscles are rippling, and it's just like...
It's nice.
Probably having sex with men.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's turn to Abby with box office.
Okay, hi guys, it's me again. We're going to talk about box office this week. So the top 5 in box office starts out with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Woo woo. We actually saw that movie.
At the Apollo, at your local Apollo theater.
Yep. And we'll talk about that a little later. It is top of the box office with, and it's opening week, I believe, yes, at 9,300,000, which is crazy. Yeah, it's almost triple second place, which is Rush, also in its first week with 3,700,000. Rush is the new movie with Chris Hemsworth and what is it? Formula 401 car racing?
Oh, it's about car racing.
Please forgive me if that's wrong. Prisoners, which is the Jake Gyllenhaal movie with Jeff Bridges. Is that the other person? That's not right.
Prisoners?
No.
They're not
Who's the other
prisoners?
person in that movie? Hugh Jackman, not Jeff Bridges. Apologies. That came in at 3,380,000. That's in its second week, I think. Second week, yeah. Don John, the new Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie, he stars and directs in as a porn-addicted boyfriend of Scarlett Johansson. So
Whoa.
tops off to Joseph Gordon-Levitt for coming up with that idea.
So funny.
And that came in at 3,290,000. And then finally, rounding up the top 5 is Baggage Claim, which is the movie about the woman who flies all across the country trying to find her ex-boyfriend so she can get married before her sister, something like that going on. Trailer I saw once, looked kind of cool. Apparently it's pretty good. It's in the top 5. And that came in at 3,275,000. No real flops this week, which was sad because I like talking about terrible movies. But the only other thing I really have for this piece of news, unless you guys want to talk about anything, is what's coming up soon in theaters. So what's coming out next week on October 4th.
My birthday.
Oh, yeah, Anna's birthday.
I'm going to be 21. Just, buy me things.
Is Gravity. I refuse to see that movie, with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney when they're out in space, and it looks really scary for me, at least, which is kind of like a drama sci-fi thriller going on. Another movie coming out next week is Runner Runner with Ben Affleck and Justin Timberlake. It's a crime drama. And then coming up after that is Captain Phillips. That's coming out October 11th. With Tom Hanks, and it's based on the true story of some of the hijacking Somali pirates of a U.S. Ship.
I only saw the trailer for that movie, and already I feel like it's kind of racist.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's weird.
I mean, I kind of want to see it. I'm excited. Coming out also on October 11th is Machete Kills with Danny Trejo, Alexa Vega, Mel Gibson, Jessica Alba. So many people are in that movie. And that's like an action crime thriller,
What a
drug
poster.
thriller.
I'm looking at the poster right now. It's a gorgeous poster.
I think she's joking.
It's by Robert Rodriguez.
Robert
he's done all of
Rodriguez.
the Spy Kids movies.
I love the Spy Kids movies.
I can tell. The poster looks like the Spy Kids movie.
Looks like the Spy Kids.
Okay, and finally, also coming out soon is The Fifth Estate with Benedict Cumberbatch. Excited about that movie. And that is a biography drama based on, oh my God.
Julian Assange.
Yeah, thank you. The guy who is, he was the, I cannot think of anything. He did internet stuff.
Founder of WikiLeaks.
Yeah, WikiLeaks. Thank you, WikiLeaks. Thank you to Maya for that because I just lost my mind. And the last one coming out on October 11th is the new Romeo and Juliet.
Whoa, that's coming out soon? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, pretty
Who's in
soon. With Haley Steinfeld
I don't know these
and
people.
Douglas Booth. I don't know who either of those people are.
Seinfeld was in True Grit. She was the one.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful with Matt Damon. Great movie. The original's better, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, that's what's coming up soon.
Wait, I have something to say about that. Did Joseph Gordon-Levitt seriously write himself a role in which he's like addicted to porn and also Scarlett Johansson's boyfriend?
Yes.
Well, it's
That's-
like, he's like
He is a genius.
he's a, yeah. Everyone's like, you just wrote this so you can make out with Scarlett
I
Johansson.
didn't
He's
realize
like,
that.
well, like, yeah.
Oh, he's probably getting pissed about that.
Yeah, and he's what, acting and directing in it?
And writing.
Acting and writing.
And writing, yeah. So congratulations to Jago Lev on being a genius.
He's on the cover of Entertainment
I like
Weekly,
him.
Yeah, Entertainment
which I
Weekly.
freaked out about, and I read it today, and it was a really great thing because he's a really cool person.
Yeah.
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 I
He,
think
like, has
The
also
that website, hit record.
That,
I think also in this isn't he a Guido in it?
like yeah, he's like a New Jersey.
He's like Jersey Guido.
Is he from Jersey?
No, I don't think so.
He's from California, but yeah, he's
Oh, right.
Like, it's like a New Jersey.
He was
kind of-
born into acting on screen.
Born into acting.
Well, I'll see that.
I was born. He was born in Los Angeles, California. I just looked it up.
Okay, so you want to start movie reviews?
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is the segment called See, Wait, Skip, where we will talk about movies that we've seen this weekend and whether you should see them, wait for them, or skip them.
Yeah. So how about Anna starts us off?
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a quick synopsis of these films that we saw. So 2 films at the Apollo right now: Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and The Spectacular Now. Very different movies. Very different movies.
Very different movies.
So we saw Spectacular. No, I'm gonna start with Meatballs. We saw the Meatballs movie on yesterday.
Friday. That's not yesterday,
Friday.
but whatever.
Well, you guys don't know what day it is. You could be listening to this a year from now. Hello, future listeners. What's it like in 2014? Anyways, we saw the Meatball movie on Friday, and that's pretty much about. So the first Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, they like a bunch of food rains down on this town and like shit happens. I assume I didn't see it. I read the book though, and
Good book.
So now all of the food is just like sitting there in their town. And some kind of science goes down, and it becomes animals, because like it evolved in like a day into animals.
That's what's happening in the second movie.
In the second movie, yeah. In the second movie, it all evolves into animals, and then the evil dude is like, we should probably kill these animals because people hate animals if they're evil.
And he wants to make some sort of snack out of them.
right, and
That's a spoiler, you guys.
oh come on,
whole spoiler.
okay, spoiler.
Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Because the whole thing in the commercial is like they think they're going to the island, so
Right.
they think they're going to the mainland, and they're going to take over the mainland, so they're going to stop the the cloudy thing with the.
I apologize for spoiling the entire
it's
movie.
Not a spoiler.
What if people are so determined to see this movie? And we
Y'all
just-
are fine. This isn't a very
Spoiler for
suspenseful
them.
plot.
Yes, exactly.
So basically, then the nerdy, like goofy scientist has has to realize
Save the day.
that he has to rely on his friends and not his own ambition. Yeah, so we saw that. What are you guys' thoughts?
Well, I loved it. Because it's full of puns.
Yeah, it's full
and my favorite form of comedy pretty much is the pun comedy. And I'm sorry, but Watermelephant,
Watermelephant was pretty good.
Mosquitoast. It was just like every animal.
Taco-dial.
Taco Dial Supreme. Like very, very Barry the Strawberry. It's hilarious. And I love puns, especially for little kids, because I don't know, it just gives something for the parents to laugh at too when you have a little something in there.
There's a leak in the boat. Abby laughed for like a minute at that.
Yeah.
And then they pan over and there's a little like actual vegetable, the leak in
And
the
it's
boat.
going,
And Abby's sitting next to me dying of laughter.
It's so
for
funny.
like 5 minutes.
I just love puns. They're great. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was adorable. And they actually had a slightly strong woman character, which was kind of cool. Not all animated shows do that. I mean, she's not really that much of a character in terms
None
of...
of these are really characters.
Yeah, but that's not really the point.
Yeah,
so
that's not the point.
another great scene was when they're in the syrup.
That was good.
Sam, no, come back, Sam. Very good. I think I really liked it.
So you're giving it a C.
I'm giving it, for families, I'm giving it a C right now. It's really great. For people who are like older like us, I would say you can wait a little till it goes to the cheap theater, but it's a good laugh. But if you got little kids going on and you are a parent or you're babysitting or something, great movie to take your kids to. They'll like it.
To clarify, we're saying C as an S-E-E, not C.
Not C as in the letter.
C as in the letter.
Yeah.
C as in go see it. Wait as in wait. Skip as in skip it.
Yeah. So I'm saying see it for families. Wait a little if you're older.
Yeah. So I thought it was a very weird movie. I think for like technical things, I think the plot was weird. It like started off like as a huge review over the first movie, which I think was really nice.
That was nice because I hadn't seen it.
But it like was really disjointed in the first part.
Yeah.
But then it really kicked up when they actually got to the island, which I appreciate, and it was really actually hilarious onto that because I was just very confused. And I was also confused about who the villain was because he was sort of a villain. The main guy that he looks up to, the main character looks up to.
The faux Chinese guy.
The faux, I think he's Indian guy.
Oh, Indian? He kept talking about Chinese proverbs, though.
He took Chinese proverbs, but then he kept saying namaste.
I thought he was white.
I feel like he was like based on like Indian.
Yeah, that was a little racist.
It was pretty racist. I was feeling some racist vibes.
But Jesus, I was just gonna say something.
Sorry.
So yeah. So sometimes he would like come in almost as like a part of the protagonist, and then he became finally the antagonist. I just didn't know when that was going to actually happen because it seemed like when he first came in, it was like, oh, he just won the little evil, and then he got evil towards the end, which I appreciate. I love the animation in this movie.
Animation was
I
fantastic.
go and see a film. I don't know, particularly I saw The Croods earlier this year, and that one was basically like these people in this cave, and then they go and explore this world, which is like beautiful. Like it was just all these different colors, and they also had weird animals put together because it was like supposedly prehistoric and whatever. And it's just like amazing how they just the animation just looked really gorgeous, and it looked really yummy, and I was really hungry.
With this food?
After this film. They had like donut trees. Like,
Yeah, all of the food looked so like stylized and like not edible to me.
But then it was like, then they had these little marshmallow babies, which were so
They were adorable.
And, like,
Now you gotta eat your food with
Yeah.
faces on it. Like you
But
want that on your
overall-
conscience?
But overall, I think it was a good movie. The plot is a little bit just like but like overall, I think it's a good film. I would give it a C for people who really, really want to see it. And
Who are those people? Those people that were waiting for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 to come out?
Little kids, man.
Okay.
They enjoyed it.
Excuse me, but somebody thought she might have left the dongle in here, and so I just.
We have a visitor.
I am so sorry.
Hello, ma'am. There's a visitor.
We're actually.
No. All right.
All right.
All right,
so,
thank you.
Listeners. Uh-oh. Listeners, you now know that we are recording in Mud Library. We don't have a great studio. as we've just been interrupted by a librarian.
We'll give it back to her later.
We'll give it back to her later.
But anyway, I'll give it a C for especially families. I think they will enjoy it. I would say C for people, maybe not like immediately C, but maybe, wait for C/wait to see it if you're older, if you don't feel, like if you have nothing to do and you want to see the film, go and see it. But if you don't, it's okay. You can just wait. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I enjoyed it it was a really enjoyable film.
If you're looking for really great animation, though, despite the fact that it is stylized, the animation I think is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I had no problem.
Especially on the island. The rest of it is like animation, it's cool, but the island is just beautiful.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna jump in with my review and be an asshole here. I thought this was a really weird movie because just like the whole idea of this food has now become animals. It's a very, very strange concept. So you've got like your hamburgers who are now spiders.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Originally
Cows.
So
It is a little
you have
weird.
Cow, you slaughter the cow. Everyone's fine with that. But in this movie, if you even think about harming this food, you're an evil asshole. So basically, you can't kill cow zombies, but you can kill the cow.
Yeah.
Which was kind of it was a strange I had some problems wrapping my head around the logistics of this world. But I'm always the asshole that does it. I still don't get Cars. I get so pissed off about Cars.
Well, Cars is
It
strange.
doesn't make any sense. Where are the humans?
Where did those cars come from?
Who built these cars?
Like, there's this thing about how all the Pixar universes are related and
Are all one universe?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. I hate that.
Yeah, it was just
Cars
like-
does not fit in there.
It was like Cars, like they apparently, because everything is like all the objects are real and they have speaking and stuff like that. They ran because the pollution ran high, that the people moved off world, which is where and the
Wall-E.
laws made it really dirty and greasy.
Okay, but why are the cars still running the world as if humans are living there? They've still got restaurants and shit and shit humans need. But there's no humans. What are they just have they all gone insane
Well, I haven't
and they're
seen
just
Cars 'cause I just
Anna's the one who takes animation very
I
seriously.
take animation very seriously.
And
I just want to know the logistics
My
behind it.
see, I really want to know where the planes come in.
Where are the planes coming in? I didn't see
that was
planes, but
Disney's planes because they just took it from Pixar.
oh, Pixar's not involved?
No,
Oh,
because it's how they got combined, so they can just take
Bum,
whatever they
bum.
want and make it.
I didn't know that they stole that from
them.
them.
Because they don't put out two Pixar films back to back.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So it was I found out it's Disney.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Oh, okay.
what is your final on?
Well, I have a few
Cloudy?
more things to say.
Oh, more. Okay.
And also, I was a little put off by the vague racism of the villain, who was maybe Indian, maybe Chinese, probably white, but a combination of those things. And I'm gonna give it a skip.
Whoa, our first skip.
I'm gonna give it a skip because I feel like there's a lot of good kids movies out there, and this one was just kind of mediocre. And also, the kid behind us didn't really seem to be enjoying it. I didn't hear him laughing. I heard Abby laughing.
I guess, yeah, there were two little kids in the theaters, and one of them ended up crying. But I think that was a different problem. The other little girl really liked it, though.
Did she?
Yeah.
Liked it.
She wanted to stay for all the credits, and her and her mom were like,
okay.
woo.
Fun thing that happened when we were
Yeah.
at the Apollo and we were watching the credits, and it was really cute.
Oh, yeah.
Picturesque.
Right, we were 2 seconds into the credits.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
just-
all out it was kind of like Monsters Inc. credits.
Yeah, it just cuts off, and we're all just sitting there what happened? And then these people run in, they're like, oh, you guys, we just had a power outage, did this and this, and we're like, no, it's fine, it just ended, and they were like, oh, thank God. Because
They thought the movie was still going
They
on.
didn't want us to
Demand our money back.
Yeah.
We should have done that.
So we
for
wanted
free.
to watch all the credits.
Shout out to my professor for being there with his children. What up,
You want to name him?
Travis Wilson?
Travis Wilson. What up, Travis Wilson?
What up, Travis Wilson, in the psychology department? Your
what we're
kids
talking
are
about.
adorable. They are adorable.
What if he listens to this?
Well, then he'll know his kids are adorable.
Good. Yeah, so I'm going to give that a skip.
Okay, so we have a C.
So basically, what you've learned so far
That I'm
is that
cynic.
Anna is the asshole
I'm
of the
the asshole of the
podcast.
podcast.
She's also the fight against the patriarchy.
Fight against the patriarchy. That's all of us. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real.
So next one is Spectacular Now.
Oh yeah, and Spectacular Now, so let's go into that.
Spectacular Now.
So yeah, we saw the Spectacular Now yesterday, and that is a film about a Mark Zuckerberg lookalike who I thought he looked like Mark Zuckerberg. You don't think that? You don't think that?
Who, Sutter?
He doesn't look
Exactly
like
like that
he doesn't
guy.
look like Jesse Eisenberg, but he looks like the real Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, he totally
yeah.
does.
That one.
That's what
Oh.
I'm saying.
I thought because he reminds me of the guy who was in Sky High.
Sky
Oh,
High.
that
The guy who's like the light bright guy with the yellow and he was like
the glowing one.
the glowing one. He was like really tall.
He's the same dude.
No, it's not the same dude.
Oh.
They're just like two different dudes, two tall, brown-haired white guys that like.
There's so many of those. I can't distinguish between them. They all look alike.
That's not the right movie, but okay.
Oh, you're right. I'm on the way back. Whoops. Nope. There we go. But yeah, so this guy is kind of like a partier, and he's in high school, and he's kind of like a douchebag. His girlfriend breaks up with him.
He's played by Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. I don't know who that is.
I think he's like a new actor.
Anyways, he meets this nerd girl who's Shailene. Is that how you pronounce it?
Shailene.
Shailene Woodley.
Shailene Woodley.
Shailene
Something
Woodley.
like that.
She's fantastic. I love her. But, you know, he meets her and he's like, oh man, I'll be nice to this girl and she's going to be so grateful. And there's a lot of alcoholism and some shit happens. You know, daddy issues, typical white boy problems. So
Basically, Sutter is an asshole.
Sutter is an asshole.
Also-
That's the name of the character, Sutter and Amy.
Yeah. Also, to my ex-boyfriend, who's the exact same person. Fuck you. Hopefully, you're not listening.
Girl
Do
talk.
you know this was gonna
Bitch
be
session.
Fuck whole chicks do this.
All I'm saying is, if you have a boyfriend like that, run far away.
Anyway,
Girl.
so who wants to start off? If you want, I'll start off.
You want to start off?
Maya's gonna
We're not
start
going to
off.
go in the same
Because I
order?
think we're gonna have different reviews.
Yeah, we're going to have some different reviews.
So I'm just gonna start off.
Start off with Maya.
All right.
So this is the second time I've seen this film. I saw it in August, like mid August, no, around early August, and I really like this film. I don't know, like mostly because of the acting. I thought the acting was very on point.
Yeah.
And it was very realistic, and it just was, and especially Shailene Woodley. I would shout out to her. Even Miles Teller was doing a really good job because, I don't know, it's just like the acting was just so well done, and it was very high school, very John Hughesy, very just natural, and I just enjoyed that.
all of
And
the lines felt very natural.
it just felt really good, and I also really like this kind of subtle thing about, you know, this guy he's trying not to grow up because he's done so well. And it's almost like we know these person that doesn't, you know, the person who doesn't want to grow up.
Abby knows this person.
Yeah, I do.
Like this person who doesn't want to grow up, and then they're so scared of leaving because they have all these things, and after high school they will be nothing. And I think some people, we've all have that thing where it's like we have our roles, and now we're going into a bigger pond, and you don't know who you're going to be. And so he definitely deals with that, and he's also, I mean, spoiler alert, sort of, but like it happens in the first like 5 minutes. Is he's an alcoholic, and he copes with a lot of shit in his life with alcohol,
Which is interesting because they never bring it up as like
Right.
a big problem. I mean, they do
just
in like
kinda have
one
to infer
scene,
it.
but you like very much infer it considering how much he just like drinks all the time.
And I think I like this relationship between Shailene, because you think that she's enabling him because she's always like giving it to him and like this, but it's not really
She never drank before.
she never drank before him, and it's like almost like she's just trying to cater to him because she's like really like, this is the only guy that she knows and really appreciates, and he's just like, you know, he takes it, and then
I want to know what happened to her. Like, she's going to be an alcoholic now.
like, yeah, it just seems like almost like the way that maybe the reflection of his mom and his dad, what happened, or maybe when they met with each other, because he was like the same kind of dude, or maybe even with her mom, with Shailene's mom and her dad, like they said that he passed away due to painkillers.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird relationship that they're kind of almost becoming their parents in a way. But anyway, I mean, I really liked it. I think some of the video editing stuff a little bit was a little kind of cheesy and kind of hokey, because there's a lot of, you know, big old like close-up things of people's faces like for long seconds, periods of the time, and it was like kind of cheesy. I didn't really appreciate that. I wish it was more natural and a little bit more raw, but I like the Spectacular Now. I think now, because it's starting to get out of theaters, so it won't be here long, I would say see if it's near you. But I will say, like, if it comes on Redbox, you should go and get it. You should get it Redbox it, just, as a fun, nice house thing when it's raining.
You're giving it a C.
So I'll say C.
You'll
I'll say
say
it's
C.
like a low C.
A low C.
A low C.
A C minus, if you will.
A low C.
All right, what about you, Anna?
Oh, I'm gonna go now?
I mean, I
Okay.
can go.
Yeah, I'll go. I just want to give you guys I'm just reading this synopsis on IMDb, and I'm kind of mad about it. It says, a hard-partying high school senior's philosophy on life changes when he meets the not-so-typical nice girl in quotations. I just want to know, what was not so typical about her?
Yeah.
She was, like, completely a typical nice girl.
Yeah.
I thought.
I think she was a little bit different because a lot of them, you don't know their family life. Well, I guess you don't know.
Oh, so because she has a shitty mom,
Yeah, maybe she has a shitty mom. That's why she's just.
she's not typical.
She's not typical. Ooh.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
All those other nice girls, they got the perfect family life.
She's basically like a really nice girl that no one sees, which is like.
Which is weird because she's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my god, yes.
But it's weird.
Oh my god. So through the whole movie, his friend keeps talking to the main guy, Sutter, being like, Sutter, are you really attracted to her? And he's like, yeah, maybe I am. And they were like making a big deal out of it. And I was like, she is really pretty. Everyone is attracted to
the friends.
Plus, that friend is really ugly. His friend, like, had a weird, mousy, greasy face. And I was like, who are you to be judging Shailene Woodley, who is very pretty? I was mad about it.
She made some weird, funny, like, Divergent things. Like, she's going to be in the new movie Divergent, which is coming out next year. And she was, like, saying, she's like, I think, people don't fit in, just one place. And I was like, she's Divergent. Like, I was just like, thinking in my head because Divergent isn't one place. They're all.
Oh, and
She got her start on Secret Life of the American Teenager, which was terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad show.
But then she got her real movie start in The Descendants with George
that was a good
Clooney.
movie.
Spectacular. That's where when I first saw her in that, I was like, oh my God, she is beautiful and amazing actress. And then she was in The Spectacular Now, and I thought she was amazing in that too. So
Yeah, she was really good. I'd say she was the best part of that movie, which is why I would give this a wait instead of a skip. But otherwise, I wasn't super into this movie because yeah, they're never really addressing the alcoholism and the assholeism of Sutter, and she never stands up to him. And there's this one point, I don't want to give spoilers. Okay, there's this one point where something happens, and you think she should be injured, and she's not. And I'm like, what's happening? Was that a dream? And it's very strange, and I just didn't enjoy it. Like 3/4 of the way through the movie, I kind of had a headache. I wasn't feeling it. I wanted to go home, take a nap, and I was not caught up in the narrative. I agree that the acting was good. Acting felt really natural, and the lines felt very natural, like things that teenagers would say, or the way you talk.
And you know what, actually felt really good? The rope scene was felt really good. Was the sex scene
the sex scene? Yeah, that felt pretty natural.
Really I don't know, natural. It didn't seem stylized. Of course, it wasn't stylized.
Seems like the way it goes down. I would know. I've had lots of sex.
I don't know. It just seemed better than a lot of teen sex things that happen, and it doesn't seem awkward or weird,
But they also didn't romanticize it.
They sort of romanticize it.
Well, maybe a little. But they showed him getting a condom, which I was happy about. I was like, all right, if they don't show the condom part, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, she was pulled out the condom.
She's like, look at this condom I had in my bra.
She's like, just to be safe. I was like, good.
And then I remember because Sutter was like, where'd you get that? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, that's because she's prepared, like a woman.
Like a woman. A woman got to do all the work around here. It's a man's world. Okay.
So
yeah, I'm gonna give it a wait. Wait for the TV syndication. Watch it half-assedly. Watch Shailene Woodley's part on TV while you're doing your homework and eating pizza rolls or something. So.
it sounds like a good night.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, obviously, you can tell that I was not a fan of Sutter. He can suck my cock. But overall, the acting in this was fantastic,
Yeah.
like everyone else has said. I don't know what high school they went to, but the scenery in this movie was beautiful.
Where were they?
Yeah.
Outside, I think they were in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, because it's she was talking about Philly, and then
Oh, right.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know if they were a small town outside of Philadelphia, or maybe even in New Jersey, but
I thought they were maybe in the Pacific Northwest or something, because they're beautiful waterfalls and giant pine trees.
So anyway, it was beautiful. And yeah, like Maya said, some of the shots were a little hokey, and you were like, they're laughing at the screen. That was the one awkward shot. It was like
When was that?
when Sutter just like randomly laughed like right into the camera. It was very
she was,
strange.
like, laughing. She was like, and then it would just like weirdly cut and went, like, and you didn't know what. Like, it was slightly just one like second I felt off that it just didn't match.
Word. But overall I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it because it gave me a lot of feelings. It made me feel a lot because if you do have an ex-boyfriend like Sutter, this movie's a little bit close to home. If you had an asshole who took you to prom, man, okay?
I would have loved this movie if it had been from her point of view, from Shailene Woodley's point of view, and about like how he was kind of toxic for her. But what it was about was just Sutter ruining this girl's life, basically. But it's more like she's saving him.
Yeah.
And like, but she never is ever mad at him once in the whole movie, even after he gets her.
Like, doesn't know how to be mad at him.
Something.
Yeah.
Because I think
No spoilers.
I think that's the same thing with Brie Larson's character. His ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Who also did an amazing job.
Really great
Yeah,
job.
she was good.
And I think maybe because people just think, because he's so nice, he's so like a good guy.
He's
that
not
they
though.
just,
Like we didn't see that in the movie, and then his mom is like, "Oh, you carried his books when this dude in the third grade broke his leg."
She was supposed to like know because he's like he's not like a popular. Well, he's a popular kid, but like he's like he's just like really friendly and he's really nice and he likes. I
guess I
everyone.
missed
He's a
that.
fit. But then he just like, and I think they just like forgive him because he's such a nice guy every other time, and I think that's why when Brie Larson's character was like, we can't do this because you are not going to grow up. You're not. I want a future. I want to do stuff, and you're not going to grow up and be serious about things. And maybe like Shailene like was like that where Brie Larson's character was like she's just okay, it's fine, you're a good guy, but like this happened, we don't have to forget this is gonna happen, and then slowly after time. And I'm glad at the end where she, parts ways.
They don't part ways, so he goes back to her.
But he does go back to her because
Spoiler.
Okay, spoiler.
And not really, though. My question is, this was rated PG-13, right?
No, it's R.
For real?
Really?
Why didn't they show any boobies?
It was R because
They almost showed some boobies.
They said fuck like 15 billion times.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a rating on here.
Go down. Keep going. No, keep going. It should be around here.
Oh, it is rated R for alcohol use, language, and some sexuality. Yes, some is real.
Involving teens. Anyway, well, I was going to say, if you can get into this movie, like if you're a young teen to around a 28-year-old person, I would suggest seeing this movie, if not only to enjoy it, but also just to be warned against assholes.
Yeah. But I feel like that wasn't what it was trying to say.
Oh no, I don't think this movie does what it set out to do, but it did do something.
It did do something.
But what I guess I would say for those people within the group of the people I just mentioned, go see it. I really thought it was cool. It is getting out of theaters pretty soon, so I would see it pretty soon. If not, then just wait. Get it, again, like Redbox it. See it on Netflix whenever it comes out. Seeing it whenever it comes out on TV, all that jazz. So I would say see it or wait. And there you go.
All right. Apologies. We had some difficulties. We are new to the podcasting business.
Yeah, if something for the last minute sounded a little weird, that's because we had a little bit of a recording difficulty.
We're newbies. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know. We're firsties.
Ickle firsties.
Ickle firsties.
So we want to move on to our movie discussion.
Yeah, move on to our movie
Yes.
discussion.
Well, we were supposed to like add in the way back, but we didn't get to go and see.
No, we didn't get to go see it. But
I've seen it.
I read the description. I still, it's just like part of the trend.
I've seen it. I've seen it. So we're going to talk about just like first in general, and then we'll do specifically coming of age stories. According to Wikipedia, which is a legitimate source.
Yeah, it is.
It's like in film, coming of age is a genre of teen films. Coming of age focuses on the psychological and moral growth or transition of the protagonist's form from youth to adulthood. Personal growth and change is the important characteristic of this genre, which relies on dialogue and emotional responses rather than action. Then it says that, which really fun part. The main character is typically male, around mid-teen, and the story is often told in the form of a flashback. That's interesting. And
Wait,
Yeah.
it said on Wikipedia the main character is typically male?
Mm-hmm.
Even Wikipedia knows about the patriarchy.
And then, so there's different films because there can be sexual identity ones. There's usually sometimes dealing with political opinions or whatever. But so yeah, this has been around since like the 50s. The thing with all the new like bang with all the like teenagers popping out of nowhere. So
the baby boom.
The
bang. The teenagers popping out of nowhere.
Popping out of nowhere.
I think you mean the baby boom.
So, but we wanted to talk about. Do you want to do our first, like, what our favorite movie, like, coming of age movies are? Do you want to? Let's do that first.
So I guess my favorite, like, coming of age is, of course, I love all the John Hughes movies. Most of them are very much male coming of age, although there are some female ones. They're always white, though. Good job.
Always white.
Always white people. But
Black people don't come of age.
Yeah. But I guess I would say, like, my favorite coming of age stories are Stand By Me, which is a great Will Wheaton when he was very young, and River Phoenix when he was very young, based on a Stephen King novel. It's an incredible movie. Everyone should see that. That is told in the forms of a flashback, which is very interesting. I never realized that part before. I also love The Outsiders. Again, another told in flashback, although it's very short-term flashback, starring Ponyboy Curtis and his family. A lot of famous people in that one. That's Patrick Swayze, Ralph Macchio. Who else is in that movie? Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe. So many great people in that movie. Again, suggest a C on that one. That's based on an S.E. Hinton novel.
This isn't C. Wade Skip.
I'm
done
sorry.
with that segment.
I'm sorry. And then my other, like, totally and utterly favorite coming of age story is Good Will Hunting, a Matt Damon written and acted in by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. It's an incredible coming of age story of actually slightly older than most coming of age stories. Most coming of age is like teenage boy, preteen to teenage. Good Will Hunting does. He's I think he turns 21 in the movie. So, but yeah. So, what are your favorite coming of age?
I'm looking at this this list, which we will put in the description. It's like film.com best 50 best. So looking at these, and a lot of them, they had like Mean Girls and like these really mainstream films, which I mean, I always think of like drama films as more coming of age instead of comedies. Well, I guess comedies could, because you can think of like American Pie and like all these like sexual debut things that they always do. But like, there's one that I really enjoyed, Dead Poets Society. I saw that in my ninth grade, and I thought that was a really great film. There's also this one movie, Saved, which is about...
that is a fantastic movie.
It's like about a girl who gets pregnant, and then she finds out that her boyfriend is gay, and so he goes to like a gay rehab thing, because they're like in this Christian like society, Christian high school. And
if you went to Catholic school, this film is fantastic.
Yeah, and it's just basically Mandy Moore like as this like really Christian holy girl trying to save what's her name in here? Mary, from being torn to the devil or torn to these outsiders, which are like, I don't know.
Macaulay Culkin is in that movie.
Macaulay Culkin
Big
is
fan.
in that movie. And I don't know, there's just like so many movies that I can think of. Recently I really liked Perks of Being a Wallflower. I thought it was an excellent movie. And I also saw Pariah, which is about, it's a woman of color, which is really great. It's a queer woman of color about this.
Whoa.
What?
Yes.
Those exist?
It's about a black girl. She's like 17, who's a lesbian, and she's trying to like find herself within her parents, who are very homophobic. And so she's like underground scene, and she tries to hang out with her dad, but her dad's like people know that she's a lesbian outside, but her parents don't want to listen. Really great movie. Really pretty like tense and emotional. I would check it out.
I don't.
Check it out. But,
sounds cool.
That's one that I really enjoyed.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know about my favorite coming of age. Ooh, sorry if listeners if you heard that. Favorite coming of age movie, because I had some trouble thinking of ones that I've seen and like really like. I don't know. I've been thinking about just like the trend of, I feel like, coming of age stories in the last 10 years. I don't know. We had Perks, and we had The Way Back, and we just had The Spectacular now, and it just seems like a trend. And I haven't.
I mean, you even get like all the new dystopian
Yeah,
ones,
the dystopian coming of age.
like
that's
Hunger
true.
Hunger
The
Games is
Is that a coming of age story?
I mean, I would consider it a coming of age
She's like
story.
really like psychologically developing as she goes on, trying to
Yeah.
That's actually a really good one to say. Like
Yeah.
most of them that come out are about
I mean, all the Harry Potter movies.
All the Harry Potter movies. Yeah.
literally like 10 years.
10 years of coming of age,
He
man.
came really slowly, but he came all the same.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks to Draco. But
Nice.
I don't know. I saw Moonrise Kingdom last year. That I don't is that a coming of age?
Yeah.
story? That was good. I liked that.
A little younger than
A little
a
young.
lot.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, Stand By Me, I'm thinking they're also pretty young in that.
That's true.
And that's kind of like the classic coming of age.
It's because it's
Tale.
fantastic.
Yes, pretty good movie. Yeah, I'm not like super into the coming of age thing. Maybe I don't know.
I think we kind of know what it is, but then like
It's hard to
sometimes
define.
It goes on to different things that you're like, oh well, because do they grow through the film? Because sometimes people consider like Life of Pi being one because it's like a guy that's staying like he's like.
Whoa, I don't know about Life of Pi.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like it's a weird thing. People consider Life of Pi being kind of coming of age because it's like
Just because you got a young person in
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
necessarily
interesting.
mean it's coming of age.
That's
I think.
True. That's true. Yeah, because I wouldn't consider Winter's Bone as coming of age story.
Winter's Bone is so great, though.
Yeah, it's great, but I'm like.
I saw half of it.
You should see the rest.
But anyway, we wanted to talk about this specific epidemic.
Epidemic.
that is
Oh
plaguing
God.
Coming of age for a long time, ever since it's existed.
Right.
Is the mostly white-centric, male-centric form of the coming of age story.
Right.
Exactly.
It gets a lot more praise and buzz and critical acclaim and possibly award season recognition than many of the other films that come out.
And another adjective to add to that is rich. I feel like a lot of these
I
white
think, like,
boys
middle
are
class,
upper middle class.
upper middle
I feel
class.
like
I mean, Spectacular Now he was more like lower middle class.
I don't know. His sister
was upper
his
middle 'cause
sister
she
was-
like married.
Well, she married up.
she knew how to do it.
But like
She was my favorite character.
but yeah, we were just talking about like why is this so prevalent? Why are their stories so important to this like narrative of
Right.
this coming of age, and why don't we have more coming of age of people of color or even different sexual identities that get really that don't have to do with something really morbid, because people consider sometimes Precious as a coming of age, but that's a really
But she's
really-
dealing with real problems,
she's
so it's
dealing
not
with like serious
It's
problems,
real problems.
like that, like
not just I'm
it's
sad.
not just like I'm sad. It's like all of them have to deal with like something more, which I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm thinking about like I feel like the movies about young girls are always written off as just like silly or as like chick flicks and maybe aren't seen as coming of age films, but they're just like. I just actually can't think of a lot of movies about young girls. I'm thinking of like some Disney Channel original movies. Those are some good. Juno,
she was pregnant.
she was pregnant. They had to add the pregnancy thing because like women. I don't know. I love Juno though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an exception.
Yeah, they were talking about this one called Girl in Progress, which didn't get a lot of
Yeah.
great reviews, but it was one about a girl whose mom is like, I don't know if she's like an alcoholic or she's a drug addict, but she's not a good mother, and then she has to deal with her mom.
That's an important part of coming of age films. I feel like the parents are shitty.
Yeah, parents are shitty. Most of
Or
them.
or you at least you think that the kids
Yeah,
think
the
they're
kids
shitty.
think
Parents think they're
Because
shitty,
that
yeah.
was a different thing that's kind of twist in Spectacular Now, where he thinks his mom is like a really bad person, but then it doesn't.
Some good way to get some coming of age stories for young girls is to read YA novels. That's pretty much what I did in high school. I'm thinking of all those Sarah Dussin books.
Oh,
I love those
yes.
books, but they're always about some young girl who's like probably like upper middle class and she's got some like sad problems and
Yeah.
But it's like that's a good. They're all like really prevalent in young adult novels.
Yeah.
Really prevalent. I feel like on TV specifically.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, but it doesn't register to movies, and I just wish that there
Why,
was more
yeah.
because they do write them off as chick flicks. If any movie that deals with women has to be chick flicks, and I feel like the only one that didn't like. 2 movies I think recently were the comedies Bridesmaids, where people did definitely dismiss it as just a chick flick, like one of these like little children ones, and then all of a sudden completely like everyone was like, whoa, like did not expect that to be like
Exactly.
no, that's considered
Little did
comedy.
they know,
Yeah.
chicks dig flicks.
And I love that they like people like we were talking about. I mean, just like in class one time, we were talking about like people have to form masculinity in order to be considered something serious.
Yeah.
They can't just be women doing their woman thing, or like or even just being feminine.
Yeah, even in Bridesmaids, they had to be a little bit like vulgar and a little bit
Right,
more masculine. And even the funniest woman in that movie, at least in my opinion, is Melissa McCarthy, and she's very much very much a masculine character in that film.
Yeah, it's just really interesting, and we were talking and I just like don't know why. I mean, Black people have stories, but the thing is, even when it's a Black coming of age story, it's always about Black males. Of course, it always goes to default Black males.
You see Fruitvale.
Like Fruitvale, I don't know if I would consider that coming.
Yeah,
of
that's
age
not coming of age. No, that was like one day.
He dies. So
He
it's
does.
just like
Whoa, spoilers.
No,
It's a true story. Yeah, it's a real story. It's a real
true story. But they're all usually specifically male oriented, and it just. I don't know. It just pisses me off because I think women have things to say, and I wish that people didn't dismiss it as a film, because we can consume horrible male films, coming of age films, or even just horrible the ones especially about sex, like you can 21 and over, or which was Miles Teller was in that one that came out earlier this year, American Pie ones, which I don't know.
Did anyone see the to-do list?
I did see the to-do list.
What do you think of that?
It was a good
Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah, Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, Aubrey Plaza was in it. It's about her trying to sexual debut. So I guess that's considered kind of coming of age thing. But it was weird. It was a clumsy kind of film because some of it just didn't add up. But it was actually pretty good. And the acting and the some of the puns that they had for 90s.
90s kids.
Puns and just witty moments of about the 90s. But yeah, it was. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's actually one of the first ones that they usually do sexual. She was actually set up as kind of where a male character in Superbad or All the Ones or whatever. There was one called The Virginity Diary or something like this. I don't know what it was, but it was about a guy who was trying to he's trying to lose his virginity, and this one is about a girl, which is very interesting. And I think I appreciated that one a little bit more because there was a girl that's she wants to try things, but I don't know. It's really interesting.
I guess the only other thing I kind of want to say about coming of age is that I feel like maybe the whole male, straight white male kind of thing also comes from the fact what we were talking about earlier with the LGBT news story, was that they are in fact owned by these ginormous companies that very much want to make money. And I think they're afraid that some movies about women, movies about, Hispanics or African Americans or even Asians are not going to make as much money. Movies about queer LGBT community members not going to make as much money. And I think that's part of their worries that, some of these scripts just aren't going to be made into movies, even if someone really wants it to be, because they're not going to be able to get the money.
And I also think it's just some weird thing with especially because a lot of directors are white males. Yeah. That it's just this thing that they have to showcase their their
own kind
and their own kind, and they feel all of them are alone and they're losers, and then that's came on to their own, and there's of course that's how the development of the Manic Pixie Girl happened because of these males that think they're lonely and they think that they're loser and they're trying to become better people and they need a slightly weird and unimaginable girl coming in and helping them.
They all think they're so special.
They think they're so damn special. I think that's one good thing. It's we get it, you're so damn special.
Not Radiohead.
Oh gosh, but we were talking about the Manic Pixie Girl and how she's develops, and I mean it's interesting now that people are really actually trying to dismantle her and trying to say no, because I know a lot of people are saying this is the end of the Manic Pixie Girl. We're not we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to hear that phrase.
No one wants to hear that phrase anymore. But it's still so prevalent. I mean, I wouldn't consider speaking of Spectacular Now, I wouldn't consider Shailene Woodley's
A
character
manic
as
pixie.
Manic Pixie.
No, but I definitely thought she was like supposed to be like she was like, oh, I read manga, and they're like, whoa, manga, and
Yeah,
like
I mean, like he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Like,
She was like beautiful nerdy girl, which you
Yeah.
also get a lot.
Yeah, you get beautiful nerdy girl, but she wasn't. Yeah, I don't.
She was
feel
like Girl
manic,
Next
I didn't
Door.
feel Manic Pixie one.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
she wasn't like Zoe Deschanel 500 Days of Summer, but
Fantastic
feel
movie.
like-
I love that movie.
Like yeah, Manic Pixie Girl can be Manic Pixie Girl and then like even just coming of age for males specifically they can go on for
Yeah,
like
they-
ever. Like they can go on like from like to like 30s.
Our lights just flickered.
To the
Those-
30s, but like for girls it like has to be in a certain time because if they did it like 30s is like okay, you know,
Yeah.
pathetic. Like, you know, like get your
Yeah.
life together if it's like them struggling.
I just want to say something really quick. Abby
Okay.
just pointed out the time, but
Yeah, we got to wrap up pretty
we got to
soon.
wrap up. But I just also want to say that I think people are afraid that in the coming of age story, they really want to focus on like the internal struggles of just like dealing with your own self and your own problems. And if you have a character who is a person of color, who is a woman, or who is maybe in a poor financial situation, they got a lot of other problems besides just their own internal problems, and they got a lot of other shit to deal with. It really complicates the plot. So I think it maybe makes it easier for screenwriters to have a rich white male who can, and all of his problems just need to focus on like Catcher in the Rye-esque like internal.
Great book.
Great book. Another like classic example of which rich white boy coming of age. Yeah, they got to focus on those problems because you gotta simplify your plot.
Yeah. So we got to wrap up here, but we have a couple announcements.
But we do. So I'm
Shout
a part
outs.
of the Oberlin film series along with Abby's. She does our
I make the posters.
make posters.
I come to the meetings sometimes.
Anna
Sometimes.
comes to the meeting sometimes. So this week we are having a Princess Weekend extravaganza where we're going to be filming on the side of Wilder Bowl. Well, like side of mud in Wilder Bowl. We'll be showing Princess and the Frog at 9 p.m. on Friday, October 4th, and Tangled on Saturday, October 5th at 9 p.m. too. But our rain date is in West Lecture Hall. If it rains or it's a little bit muddy or a little bit too cold, but hopefully I think it's going to be.
It's supposed to be nice.
It's supposed to be nice. So come out, bring your blankets, bring your hot cocoa, and enjoy some great Disney films.
Some princesses.
Some princesses.
9:30 showing of Mean Girls
At the Apollo.
At the Apollo on October 3rd.
He asked me what day it was on October 3rd. It's October 3rd.
It's October 3rd.
Yes, October 3rd.
It's a great date to have that movie
Great
shown.
Mean Girls. You know, great Mean Girls.
Great.
movie. Mean
Tina
Girls.
Fey script.
No,
Yeah, Tina Fey. Ugh.
Oh, she was on SNL last night. Yo.
She was on SNL last night.
But yeah, so there's going to be a 9:30 showing of Mean Girls at the Apollo.
At the Apollo.
At the
I think that's $5. I think it's $5.
$5.
Yeah, it's $5.
Supporting our local Apollo theater.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else?
What are the movies coming to the Apollo?
Well, we got Gravity coming up
Gravity, and
next
I
week.
think it's going to be still cloudy with a chance of meatball.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So next week we'll be reviewing Gravity for y'all.
Yeah.
We might go see Don
Might go
John.
see Don John.
Yeah,
tell
Don
y'all
John.
about
I
it.
want to see Don John.
So
So
we'll go and see it. Okay. So we'll see you next
next week, hopefully.
week.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to our first
Thank
ever
you.
episode.
Yeah, and let's remind everyone of our names once more.
I'm Maya.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Abby. See you
And
guys
we out.
later. Yeah, this is Chicks Dig Flicks.
All right. First episode.